time for a live update. Updates about Rain, obviously, updates about my life and future plans, all of that. I'm sure there's so many questions. Usually I wouldn't put things that doesn't have value. Even if it's comedy, I feel like humor is a kind of value. Whatever that I share, I hope that it helps a couple of people. Singapore is one of the most open-minded country already because we are very westernized, but okay, we are in Asia. So I totally respect all the comments, even if there's hate is valid. First off, there must be some confusion. How come I announced my divorce in January and now I'm pregnant? We are not together for a long time already. We didn't feel like there's a need to announce the divorce, but it has came to the point where if we don't announce it, both of us will look very bad. Hence, we announced the divorce. Me and my ex, honestly, it's like we have a really non-contested divorce. Hence, it's so easy. Rain's well-being is the most important thing. We both of us agree. We landed on the same page and we don't doubt each other's intention. Basically, whatever he decides to post online and whatever I decide to post online, we will feel like it's not up to get each other. A very rare case. A lot of people, they ended on really bad terms. Sometimes when I tell people that we are actually very good, it's a bit hard to believe, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. If someone is a dickhead, I would say that the person is a freaking dickhead, but no, everything is very civil. So the next question many people have asked me is, what did I learn from my previous relationship now that I'm so sure to be with my current partner? I learned that I can't shove things under the rug. So in my previous relationship, there's a lot of times where I'm not okay with certain things and I wasn't harping on it. Basically, I just casually mention it once or twice, and if he doesn't get it, I would just accept it. So I became detached in that sense, and slowly it gets more and more and more because I believe that conflict is bad. I've never seen two individuals resolving conflict in a healthy way. And even if I've seen, I was skeptical. So I had that mindset where all conflicts are bad. I shouldn't get into any confrontation. With that in mind, we have never really quarreled, which is bad. It's bad. Well, I wouldn't say quarrel is good. It depends on how you quarrel, but what I'm trying to say is I never ever insist on an opinion and try to state my stand and try to express my need. Hence, it keeps moving further and further, and then it was to the point where both of us decided that we shouldn't put in any effort anymore. That was one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my previous relationship. For my current relationship, I overcorrected a bit. I communicate way too much. Yeah, so it's a bit tough on my current partner, but he's super understanding and he has changed a lot. I'm very shocked at how things have went. Of course, it's too early to say, right? So I don't want to comment too much. Maybe I'll do a video a couple years later. I don't know if you guys know the concept of twin flame, but I feel like we are twin flames. Whoever that understands this term will shake their head. I know it's too early to say, I don't want to jinx it, I don't know, but we have to make it work, obviously. I have a lot of guilt to things that have happened. However, because I'm not God, I can't change certain things. So I can only do better from now on. There are a lot of things that I have to be responsible for. For example, rain. Okay, so everyone's favorite topic. What is going to happen to rain? I want to say something. The tabloids are so misleading. The article is so structured in a way where it creates division. I want to clarify something. There's no such thing. Everything remains the same. Currently, Rain is 4+. Correct, kids are smart, but he doesn't understand a lot of things verbally. So there's a lot of times where we want to explain to him concepts, he doesn't really get the context of it, but they are smart emotionally. They can feel it, right? They can feel whether your attention is on him. They can feel whether you're hiding things from him. They can feel whether you love him. Very clever in terms of emotional wise, but words and concepts, not so much. I'm pregnant. I was actually a bit worried, like how am I going to convey this to him and how is he going to take it? So I actually went to my pastor's wife and I consulted her on this topic. So my pastor's wife, amazing woman, amazing family. She has like 3 kids and all homeschooled. She knows what she's doing, man. Like I really respect her. So I went to her and asked her about this, like, hey, I'm getting pregnant and then I have twins and how should I convey the message to Rain? And she says that actually separation between the parents will affect any kid because she has done reformative work and she recommended me to a child therapist, which is one of her friends. So I was like, wow, there's such thing as child therapist, so amazing, right? And I was very excited. I was like, sure, let's go, sign me up. I actually went to talk to the expert. Expert says, you don't have to over-explain, but the moment your kid asks, you have to sit down and explain to him. But the issue where it's not needed. Next question would be, how do I know when it's needed? The answer is, look out for symptoms. So what are the symptoms? The symptoms are when he starts to throw tantrum, when he starts to hide his emotions and not want to talk about it, when he doesn't want to play, because play is how a child handles stress. So these three things are the one that we have to look out for as caregivers. When it starts to manifest and when it couldn't be resolved, that's where he should see a therapist. Ask therapists, what's the youngest kid the therapist have had a session with? The answer was 2 years old. That is freaking amazing. Adults are bringing their kids to therapy. Even though Rain might not have symptoms now, it might manifest in the future, but I just feel safe that I know that there are resources to help with this. And we have to monitor closely. We actually had Rain in house A, right? Rain grew up in house A with the same helper. We don't want to change the structure so much. So I left the house, my ex took the house, so Rain stays at that house, so nothing has changed. When we first had Rain, actually me and my ex, we were very busy. The main caregiver was actually my mom. My mom is super attached to Rain to the point where it might be a bit unhealthy. Right now it's more balanced. Rain is older. He has the best aunt. My sister buys him toys all the time. Meg's sister buys him toys all the time. The Ultraman mask is from Meg's sister. Meg's mom cooks for him multiple times a week. My mom brings him out for outings every single week. There's me and there's my ex. And there's 2 helpers. Then we have our friends. And then we have you guys who love Rain so much. So currently, he is very, very, very well taken care of. He's very loved and he knows that he's very loved. And I'm happy and proud to say that. Parenting is never easy. Like whatever you do is always a trial and error. It will never be enough. There are people that have really great parents but hate their parents. People from my generation, like late 20s, we might not have the best childhood growing up. Hence, we try to give our kids the best that we can. But maybe because I'm a public figure, it's never enough. The therapist also told me that if I'm very hormonal, if I couldn't handle the twins once I give birth, it's best for me to keep my distance away from Rain because he knows that my mind is not there and my heart is not there. So I should only show up if I am ready to spend quality time with him. Of course, it's not just personal to me, it applies to all caregivers out there. If you're constantly with your kid, but you're constantly using your phone, scrolling your phone, your kid asks you for your attention, and you're like, hey, can you go away or like scold them? What's the point? It's more important to show up properly compared to quantity but no quality. It causes more drama. For me, if I'm a kid, I would rather, if you're so negative and you're constantly scolding me and you don't appreciate my presence, I don't feel loved, please don't be around me. I wouldn't want that. Only we can decide what is the best for your kid. Yeah, because whoever that comments, they're just commenting, but who feels the impact is actually your child and you. Next. Am I gonna get married? Not now, not yet. Probably in a few years, but not now for sure. Let me settle the twins. And I'm very grateful to my partner's family, honestly. They are very traditional. And they are people that I look up to. They are so supportive. Honestly, I feel like crying saying this. They are so supportive. And they are so loving towards me. And they actually come from an extremely traditional family. They own a really famous temple in Singapore, which can explain how traditional they are. But knowing my background and knowing that I am a social media, like a public figure, they still accepted me. I'm really so grateful, like to my partner as well. He is such an amazing person and he is hustling so much to make sure that we are well provided for. And it's not easy, and dealing with all the hate and comments and all the news articles and trying to make sure that his family is okay as well. The pregnancy is planned. It's not like an accident. So it's a bit different from the last one. But in a way, it's always a blessing. Whether it's an accident or not, I feel like it's all a blessing. There's no twins genetic in my family or his family. We actually have identical twins. Like, basically, it's only 1%. Our DNA is the same. How did it happen is that they were actually one cell and they broke into 2. That is why I was so surprised, because the first time I went for checkup, I can only see 1 baby and 1 heartbeat. When we were going to doctor's appointment, the nurse was like scanning out my tummy and she scanned and she was like, and she scanned again. I was so scared. I thought like there's something happening, something bad happening. And then me and my partner were looking at each other like, what's going on? And then she says, do you have twins? And I was like, my partner is like, yay! Then for me, I cried. I don't know why I cried, but I just cried. Yeah, and that's how I found out there are twins. So for identical twins, there's no genetical history needed. But for non-identical twins, yes, it's usually inherited. Yeah, I guess that's my life update. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that it brings a certain value to you. If you are somebody that is going through a divorce or is thinking about how is it gonna be like for a girl to have another partner after their first marriage, like I don't think it's talked about often. This is how I have lived my life until now. I'm turning 29 soon. My story helped you a little bit. I'm thankful. But thanks for watching. That's all I have to say. Bye!